Yeah, this is a morbid topic, but don't worry, we'll keep it lighthearted. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating world of decomposition and learn how long it takes for a body to fully decompose. On average, a body buried within a typical coffin usually starts to break down within a year, but it can take up to a decade to fully decompose, leaving only the skeleton. However, a body buried without a coffin, which doesn't have protection from insects and other elements, typically skeletonizes within 5 years. Location can also play a significant role in the decomposition process. If a casket is buried in acidic soil, it will erode faster, exposing the body to the elements, including insects, which can speed up the decomposition process. But what exactly happens during decomposition? The process starts with autolysis, in which cells release enzymes that break down the cells themselves, carbohydrates, and proteins. Putrefaction, or the decomposition of organic matter without oxygen, occurs when bacteria, fungi, or other organisms turn parts of the body's skin green about 18 hours after death. During this stage, the body can bloat and smell as gases are released. Putrefaction speeds up when the body's in a hot environment, which is why human remains are often kept in refrigerators until it's time for burial. As the body moves into the bloating stage, the skin can slip and blister, and marbling can occur, where greenish-black blood vessels can be seen through the skin within about 24 to 48 hours of death. Eventually, the bloat collapses, and the body enters the black putrefaction stage. During this time, the body's organs and tissues soften, and insects and microbes eat the remaining soft tissues, leaving only the skeletal remains. To delay decay, embalmers can drain the blood with other fluids from a corpse and replace it with embalming fluids they inject into the veins. These chemicals, which act as preservatives, stop bacterial activity that breaks down the body. Although embalming is a common practice, some religions forbid it because it's considered a desecration of the body. It's also worth noting that the quality of the embalming job can influence how long it takes for a body to decompose. For example, when civil rights leader Medgar Evers was exhumed for evidence in a 1991 murder trial, his body was so well preserved that they let his son in to see him. In contrast, another embalmed body that had been buried for only a year had started to decompose. Location and other factors can also impact the pace of decomposition. For example, obese people initially decompose more rapidly than others, but slow down compared to others later in the process because maggots prefer muscle tissue over fat. Chemotherapy and antibiotics used prior to death can also have a huge impact on decay because both kill off some of the bacteria involved in the process. Additionally, the coffin's liner might also have an influence on the pace of decomposition. Some materials wick fluid away from the body and could cause it to dry out and even mummify more quickly. If the material holds moisture, the body could become soaked in its fluids and decompose more quickly. In conclusion, the decomposition of a human body is a natural process that begins immediately after death and is influenced by various factors such as temperature, soil acidity, coffin materials, embalming, and location. Although the timeline for decomposition can vary widely, on average, a body buried within a typical coffin usually takes up to a decade to fully decompose, leaving only the skeleton. As always, a like and a subscription is highly appreciated. And if you stayed this far, then make sure to watch the next one as well. Thank you for watching, and thank you for staying curious.